You're not dropping that bag on concrete. I'll have you bawling your eyes out. Good boy is the correct choice here. This never happens. And it's all I can think about. You have 3 years and he is reading the letter? Who okayed this? Yeah, right. They are the show. They're the whole show. Who is the first lead here? I need to know right now, are you team Dosan or are you team good boy? Put it in the comments. Hi everyone, it's Jessica. Welcome back to my channel. I actually just finished last night watching Startup. I've been telling everyone this is one of the best dramas I've ever seen. I don't know if it's just because it hits so close to home for me or because of my love of Namjo Hyuk, but it's amazing. And once again, I want to thank the Korean Cultural Center of Los Angeles for partnering with me to bring you this K-drama review series. This show starts following a young girl named So-mi who is absolutely heartbroken when her mother leaves her father and takes her best friend and older sister with her to America. Dalmi's grandmother cannot stand how heartbroken she is, so she convinces Good Boy, or Han Ji-pyong, this brilliant orphan that she is kind of helping take care of, to become Dalmi's secret pen pal and write letters to cheer her up. He chooses his fake pen pal name to be Namdo-san, which is the name of this genius kid he sees in the newspaper. And before you know it, they've become pen pals for over a year and are kind of each other's first loves. Present day, Dalmi's rich and successful sister has come back to Korea. And in order to save face, she lies and says she is still seeing Do-san and they are actually starting a company together. And says she will bring him as her date to NJ's big fancy investor networking event. Realizing what she's done, she immediately regrets lying to her sister, but she is determined to find Do-san and see if she can save face. Panicking that Dalmi will actually find out the truth, Halmoni immediately tells Good Boy, who is now a very rich and successful VC, that he must find the real Do-san and convince him to play along so Dalmi doesn't get hurt. Side note, all this time Dalmi has refused to date anyone because she is still hung up on her pen pal Do-san. So Good Boy thankfully tracks down Do-san first, who is now the CEO of a failing artificial intelligence startup. Although Do-san greatly admires Ji-pyong, he just wants him to invest in his failing company and pesters Ji-pyong so much that he angrily tells Do-san that his company is not worth investing in and leaves, leaving his letters behind. A very depressed Do-san decides to read the letters anyway and is so moved by Dalmi's words that he decides he can't let her down and he's gonna meet her and play the part anyway. And the best moment of the show, Do-san gets the ultimate CEO glow up and hello! He shows up to this big flashy investor networking event as the literal man from her dreams. But also, Good Boy came to this event as well to save her from being hurt, but he is very much outshined by Do-san's glow up. In order to keep Dalmi happy, Good Boy ensures everything is perfect for her, even going as far as to pretend to be Do-san's mentor and letting him borrow his fancy car. It's safe to say that all of his good deeds backfire as Do-san realizes what a catch Dalmi is and falls for her as well. This gives him the determination to apply for his company to join the startup incubator Sandbox to actually become who Dalmi thinks he is. And her sister, NJ, is tired of living in her stepdad's shadow and wants to prove herself, so she also applies to Sandbox to have a fresh start. And now Dalmi is also encouraged because of who she thinks Do-san is and to become more successful than her sister and achieve her dreams. So she also applies to Sandbox. And guess who's an investor and the mentor of Sandbox? That's right, Good Boy, Han Ji-pyong. Which means all the lies and facade must continue, giving us the most dramatic, almost love triangle that ever happened. And this is Startup. Plot. This plot is rich and so full of potential. You kind of know where it's going, but you're still so hooked and surprised by the smallest things. Dalmi really throws herself into this world that she's not familiar with, but she works so much harder than everyone else to be successful, and I think it is a really contagious show. The opening of the show really sets up Han Ji-pyong, Good Boy, to be the hero, which is why it so aggressively pulls on your heartstrings. This plot is nothing without Halmoni and Good Boy. They are the show. They're the whole show. This is the first K-drama ever where I could not tell who was the first and second leads. I don't know if this happened to you. I asked everybody. The first half of the show, I was like, who is the first lead here? Who should she end up with? Good Boy did the most, but he kept all of his efforts secret. And so Dosan really shined to her because he developed the app for her grandmother and seemed like he was doing more. We'll come back to this. The show has moved forward all because Jae-pyong feels so indebted to Halmoni for helping him when he was young, when in reality, it's love that he's experiencing and he just doesn't realize it. Oh, so sweet. You might remember that Hyuk is like one of my favorite actors, but I was still rooting for Good Boy the entire time. The character growth was really good. We got to see everyone kind of blossom and mature. I am sad that Dalmi's family splitting up was the center of the show, yet the makeup between the sisters and the mother wasn't really explored, but I do like how everything ended up feels. The first episode will have you bawling your eyes out for multiple reasons. And the fourth, oh my god, it's so good. But the relationship between Good Boy and Halmoni was so epic. She is a saint and he deserved someone like that in his life. I love how protective he was without needing credit. You can tell his feelings were pure and he just didn't know how to express his emotions yet. Ugh, he literally makes you swoon in every episode. When she goes back to the birdhouse and he is reading the letter. That might be my favorite scene. Even between Good Boy and Dosan, the bickering and the fighting and arguing was still pretty precious and heartwarming. It really felt like brothers, which neither of them had growing up, so I thought that was sweet. Especially when they were fighting over changing the light bulb at Dalmi's house and fighting over having dinner. It's always so cute. The side story of the dorky Cholsan and the gorgeous Saha was so cute and definitely deserved more screen time. Also, I got such a kick out of Dosan's mother's relationship calculations. I totally have done that many times, and so those were always some of my favorite scenes. Chemistry. The chemistry was super cute. It was believable. I enjoyed it between our leads. But the best chemistry was Halmoni and Good Boy, followed by the friction between Dosan and Good Boy. Fashion. It's just your standard corporate fashion here. What I want to talk about here is the poorly misplaced ads in this show. So you are telling me that she is so broke, she can't even afford a new pair of shoes. She's using a Sharpie to cover up scuff marks on her worn out heels. Her grandma has to buy her an outfit to wear to the party that night. And then she shows up holding a Lady Dior handbag. What? This is a $5,500 purse, y'all. She shows up holding this bag and it's all I can think about. Like the whole scene, it was like the best scene in the whole show, but she's holding this bag. And then, oh my god, she gets into a fight with her mom and sister at the end and she drops the bag on concrete outside and she leaves it. She leaves the bag on the ground and then her mom does pick it up and bring it to her, but still, no. You're not dropping that bag on concrete and leaving it there. As the scenes go on, she's got all the name brands. She's wearing them in every scene with her basic clothes. This girl has like $100,000 worth of handbags, living at her grandmother's house, wearing the same pair of shoes. It does not make sense. Who okayed this? It's crazy. The rest of the fashion is meh, unless you like pantsuits and then really good pantsuits. Let's continue this rant. So don't get distracted by Dosan's face. Good Boy is the correct choice here, okay? He always was. They took it away from us. She didn't even get a shot, you know? I just do not believe that he would not have made any moves. But okay, let's stick to the story here. Dosan was always a little clueless. Like, he's really smart, but he's also like really dumb, you know? And then Good Boy dragged his feet for so long. You had 3 years to make a move. You didn't ask her out on a date? You bought a gift for her and never even gave it to her? What are you waiting for? This is why they ended up making Dosan the better choice, because he actually went after Xiaomi and Good Boy never did. You go for it. Don't you chicken out because because you could be good boy and miss your shot, and nobody wants that, right? I mean, they are both deserving of her. They're so good to her. They both did everything for her. This never happens, okay? I'm still so confused as to who is the first lead and who's the second lead. And I know you're gonna say that Good Boy is the second lead, but I don't know. He could be the first lead. And it didn't work out for him this time, which never happens, which makes the show unique. I'm perplexed. That's how good this story is for him. And the pain Good Boy must feel knowing all this is his fault. He brought Dosan into her life. Honestly, there was no reason for Dosan to even enter the picture. He, at the very beginning, she lied to her sister, and he should have just taken that opportunity to say, hey, I'm the guy from those letters. Everything I said, I meant. I was just in a really dark place, and so I used a fake name, but like, I'm here, let's give it a shot, because both of us are kind of like still hanging on to that first love feeling, and we never got that. And you're telling me that Good Boy and those sweet little dimples did not end up with anybody? How dare you? He deserved the world. Okay. They always make Silicon Valley so out of touch, like they put it on a pedestal. It's just as rookie and messy there as it is anywhere else. It's just, that's where the big companies are, and that's where the big people you'd want to meet are. But like, you're not just gonna go there and make it. And also, you're probably gonna leave broke because rent in San Francisco is the most expensive in the entire world. So you should just be aware. Like, more accurate is to say you're probably walking home through the Tenderloin getting mugged by a hobo. So welcome to San Francisco. This is why I was living in San Francisco for 3 years. Matt is Mr. Han, he's a VC, so I'm like very well versed in how all of this actually works. Wait, how can we forget Alex? He's fluent in Korean, but he keeps speaking English to people who don't speak English. Like, what? I couldn't stand him the moment he was riding that dang hoverboard through Dosan's neighborhood. The boat scene when they're drinking wine and Dosan's on his computer, they're sailing in the bay. My friends were laughing so hard at that. That is not what San Francisco is like, especially around the Golden Gate Bridge. The water is super, super choppy and windy. It's not blue, like you're not just relaxing like you're on some island vacation. That's not real. The funniest part of all of this is how Good Boy is the managing director of his VC firm, yet he has all this free time. That is not accurate at all. Like, a real VC is on the phone 12 plus hours a day, non-stop meeting with companies. Like, they don't get a break. So that was cute. It made me laugh. It's like driving around with his plant. Yeah, right. Also, the concept of sandbox, that's real. However, Xiaomi and NJ would not have just been like, I want to be a CEO. And they're like, oh, you're good at word recognition, so we're gonna make you a CEO of a company. That is so not how it works. But it was a super cute story. Overall, I'm giving this show a 9.3 out of 10. I loved everything about this show for the most part. The themes of growing, succeeding, overcoming your past, making something of yourself. It was literally everything that Itaewon Class wanted to be but couldn't. Obviously, these are much different tones, and I do tend to lean toward this style versus the darker style of Itaewon Class, but similar messaging, similar situations, and I think this one, Startup, just executed perfectly. And can we talk about Yeoljin Goo's cameo? Oh, so he was the voice of Young Shil the whole time, and then at the very end, he came in as the CEO of the orphan mentorship startup, and then Good Boy said, I like your voice. So cute, and a perfect little bow to end this show because Good Boy did not have his happy ending. But Good Boy did have a beautiful arc where the show started. He was very guarded. He was too focused on trying to make something of himself and be successful and continuing his theme of always being alone. And by the end, he realized that he didn't want to be alone. He enjoyed family and he wanted to be surrounded by people. And then he personally invested in the orphan mentorship startup. And I think that is the start of his new life where he finally allows himself to be happy. I need to know right now, are you team Dosan or are you team Good Boy? Put it in the comments. We gotta figure this out. No judgment either way. They're both perfect for her. I just want to know. Please hit that like button, hit subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you soon.